Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday, November 24th, 2021 episode of Pete's Power Plays. I'm your host, the King of the Ice and Fantasy Football Guru, Philly Pete. We're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your afternoons, as hectic as it may be, and join me, like usual, as we talk more NHL, hockey, bets. We go on a little 1-2 night last night, but hey, like I said, the past 8 of the last 10 days were on the plus side, so you can make that 8 of the last 11 NHL cards now on the plus side. It was due. It was absolutely due. So this show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by BetUS. We are a official partner of 12 Ounce Sports, of BetUS, excuse me. Sign up today. BetUS. Create an account. Use the promo code 12 Ounce. That's 12OZ. Once again, BetUS. Use the account. The promo code, 12OZ, BetUS, create an account, 12 ounce, 12OZ, and from there, they'll match your first deposit up to 125%. Zingo TV, channel 761, thank you all so much for tuning in that are out there on Zingo TV. If you don't have Zingo TV, it's a free app. Download it, support everyone. It's a great channel too, by the way, so a lot of good stuff. But channel 761 is where you want to be. So flip over to channel 761. You'll be hearing today's episode live of Pete's Power Plays. And of course, Amazon.com. Support the crew today. Go to www.12ouncesportsradio.com/Amazon. And of course, the 12 Ounce Sports store, where you can get any apparel from any of the from all of our shows that we have on there, including yours, Pete's Power Plays. I was rocking the hoodie yesterday, so support. Like we always do. We support each and every one of you. And check it out. Check out the store today and pick something that you want. Really, it's a lot of good stuff apparel-wise on there. So we're back here, loaded card for today. 14 NHL games on tap for tonight. So of course I will go through each and every game like usual. My bets, my trends, my analysis like usual. I will talk NFL DFS for Thanksgiving games. Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, Vegas, and of course the night game, Buffalo and New Orleans. And of course I have a special guest coming on in about 7 minutes. Not the one and the only, my South Jersey native neighbor, I would like to say, at Tech Money Options. Great guy. Follow him at Tech Money Options as well. Great guy. He'll be on the air at 12:10 with me discussing his favorite NHL bets of the night and his leans, his plays, his analysis. So make sure you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this at all. So sit back, relax, and let's have a great Wednesday afternoon show. All right, so let's get into the mix pretty much of last night. We go 1-2. Flyers, Hawks, puck line parlay at +1.5. That lost. Hawks and the Flames under 5.5. I did not expect the Flames to be coming back from a road trip and literally notching 5 goals. I was on the under on that one. I like the under 5.5, especially the way the goalies have been playing. Fleury coming back to reality a little bit, unfortunately, and 5-2 Flames with the absolute butt kicking of the Blackhawks. So that loss, unfortunately, the only winner of the night was the Flyers and Lightning under 5.5 with a 4-0 Lightning win there. Show plays did pretty decent. Besides the Flyers, of course. Flyers, Stars on the money line, that cashed out as well. If you did listen to the show and you took that, what else? And that was really, that was the I did like the over 6, just the way that they've been playing. And Dallas has been scoring a lot at home. Edmonton, of course, can put up goals, but Ottinger was great in that last night. And but the Stars did cash out. If you did follow that play, congratulations. So we go 1-2 minus 1.2 units. NHL season currently sits at 147, 160, and 5. That's 147 wins, 160 losses, and 5 pushes. Gives me a grand total right now of minus 29 units overall. So we're still chipping away, chipping back. That's the only way to do it. We'll be all right. We'll be back. So a lot of work to do. And again, we have plenty of pucks going into tonight. All right. So let's do DFS real fast, and then I'll take a quick commercial break, and then I will bring Tech Money on for the rest of the show. All right, so Thanksgiving, the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions game first. We have, and of course, the Vegas game and Dallas. Mark Ingram should be on the list. Kamara most likely is out. I know Ingram has been dealing with a little bit of an injury as well, but he should be playing. As of now, and of course subject to change, I like Mark Ingram for tomorrow. I love Hunter Renfrow as well. I think Renfrow is going to have a pretty solid outing against Dallas's defense. And Dalton Schultz. I feel like CeeDee Lamb, he's questionable. He's questionable, most likely out. Obviously, Amari Cooper is out for COVID, so who do you have to rely on? Yeah, that's a tight end, Dalton Schultz. So I do like Schultz in your lineups. Give me Hunter Renfrow as well and Mark Ingram. Going into the Sunday night Bills and the Bills game, if you want to consider doing a Sunday night game, I would consider putting Josh Allen in there. Probably Dawson Knox, too. I like Dawson Knox as well. And then Mark Ingram, too. So if you're going to do a 3-game FanDuel lineup, include, I would think, Mark Ingram in both of those lineups, regardless if you're going to do single game Buffalo and New Orleans or straight out all 3. That's just the way to go. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And let's have a nice little turkey day tomorrow for DFS lineups tomorrow. So I most likely will give you guys. I'll try my best to give you guys a lineup out tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. We absolutely will see what happens from there. All right, so. Let's see, and okay, so that's basically it. So NHL recap of last night, basically taken care of. DFS for tonight, for this weekend, for tomorrow, basically out and about, and clients be on the lookout for your lineup like usual. And like I said, just make sure that you pay attention to me tweeting a lineup out for you guys for tomorrow. So those are my players that I'm really on for as well. So. We'll figure that out. Again, it's still subject to change. See how Ingram's injury is going to hold up. But as of now, I believe he is a go for tomorrow night's game against Buffalo. All right, so there you have it. I mean, that's just quick and easy, sticking to the points there. Like I said, last night's card was very, very slow, very small card. So that's where we're going to go. Tonight, we have a 14-game schedule. It's going to be loaded. I can't wait. And on that note, hey, listen, give me a quick 2-minute commercial break. And when I get back, I will have my boy, South Jersey's my South Jersey native, my neighbor at Tech Money, will be on the air talking hockey. And I can't wait. So give me 2, relax, sit back, and let's get ready to rock and roll.
12-Ounce Sports has a new home for betting. BetUS.com is the official place to place your bets and support 12-Ounce Sports. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com and type in the promo code 120OZE and you'll instantly get a deposit bonus. This is America's favorite sports book. And remember, always gamble responsibly.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your afternoons. This is the Wednesday, November 24th, 2021 episode of Pete's Power Plays. I'm your host, the King of the Ice and Fantasy Football Guru, Philly Pete, and we're live, like always, on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your afternoons and hanging out. This show, as always, is sponsored by BetUS. 12 Ounce Sports is a proud partner of BetUS. Create an account with them today. Use the promo code 12ounce12OZ. Again, Zingo TV, we're live on channel 761. Sign up for free. It's a free app. Download it. Hang out with us. And as we talk more pucks, 14 a game menu here for tonight. And on the line, I got one of my good buddies, my South Jersey native, basically in my hometown area. None other than the man, the myth, the legend himself at Tech Money Options, man. How you doing, brother? Glad you're on the air. How you doing?
Hey, that's a great introduction. I'm good. How are you? How's everybody? First and foremost, it's an honor and privilege to be included with you and be on the show, so I'm excited. Big slate today.
Awesome. Yeah, big slate indeed. I'm glad you're a part of it. I'm glad we were able to get you on the air. I know it's been a hiatus the last couple of weeks with a lot going on between our families, so glad that you're finally on the air with me. We can talk some pucks. Again, I have Tech Money Options with me on the air for Pete's Power Plays. We're going to get down and dirty, basically, with this 14-game NHL slate. All right, so let's kick it off. Again, thanks for being on. I know you're busy just as much as I am, so I appreciate every minute that we have. All right, so Tech, I got a question for you. Here we go. Let's start off. Boston, Buffalo. All right, over/under set at 5.5. And now, what I will do here with you is I'll let you start off. Since you're my guest today, I will let you start off with that game. If you have a play with that, if not, you can go with any of one of your games that you have favorites on, and we can start from there. So I'll let you take the mic.
Okay. So since you mentioned Bruins and the Sabres game, I had a slight lean there. I do have one official bet. We'll get to that. So everything else, I'll just have a lean or no opinion. But I do have a lean here, and it's on the Bruins in 60 minutes. And the reason is this. The Bruins are 25-5-2 in the last 32 games against the Sabres. That's a very strong trend if you're a trend fanatic. One thing that I like about the Bruins, and I actually forget about it, is that they've only allowed 43 goals this year, which is basically they're in the top 30 caliber for the lowest goals allowed. And a critical thing here, and I'm glad that this popped up on this game, in our first game we're talking about, that a lot of folks may overlook or forget about, especially, it's okay to forget about it early in the year, is the scheduling, what I call the exhausted or tired schedule. There's a few networks out there that cover this very well, and I've learned it from them in the past many years, but this is the third game in 4 days, I believe, for the Sabres. You might want to just double-check it, because I know a couple games, there may have been issues, but I believe it's the Sabres' third game in 4 nights. That puts them in the tired spot, night before Thanksgiving. Is their mind really there? So I like the Bruins here in 60 minutes, a money line. And off the top, I forgot the number. It may be around -115 or so on DraftKings. But that's my take on that game.
Yeah, and I'm right with you there. I like Boston here. I would never drop a -270 in the money line. Absolutely no for me. If you want to put them in a money line parlay, absolutely. A couple of trends here. Boston's 3-4 on the road, also 3-4 in their last 7 on the road covering the puck line, and 6-4 in their last 10 with the overs. Buffalo at home 5-4-1, 6-4 on the puck line at home in their last 10. And 7-3 with the overs. I'm going to go with the over 5.5 on this one. Buffalo is letting in goals like it's Christmas gifts as of late, and I got to continue to stride here. Boston for me was a play. I like them in 60 as well, so our minds are pretty good right there. I'm leaning on the over 5.5 in this game. So that's basically how I feel in this one. Any take on the over/under before we move on?
No, I agree with you there. If I had to choose one, I like the over there. And I did double check the 60-minute, at least at DraftKings, is -150, and I should check at BetUS since that's the one I know you guys are working with often. So I'll pull that up as well.
Okay, yeah. Looks like okay. Let me see what we have real fast for you guys. Boston. Yeah. So DraftKings it's -140. I have in 60 minutes. So that's about right there. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely drop that number for Boston. Absolutely. I absolutely would. And of course the over. I'm gonna ride the over train, whoever plays Buffalo, because it's been cashing out no problem as of late. So that's where I'm headed for tonight. And it seems like Tech Money is doing the same thing as well. So good minds think alike in the first game of tonight. All right. Next up, we're going to go down the Broad Street. We're going to talk about the Philadelphia Flyers at the Florida Panthers. So Flyers get smoked last night against the Bolts. Good hit last night in that 60-minute bet as well. Lightning with a commanding 4-0 win. They head to Sunrise now to face the Florida Panthers, who've been red hot at home, 10-0 at home, 7-3 at home, covering the puck line, 6-4 in their last 10 with the overs. Flyers, 4-3-1 on the road, 5-3 on the road in their last 8. Covering the puck line, and 3-7 in their last 10 with the overs. Obviously, they have not been scoring at all. Florida's minus 240 on the money line, 80% of the money, obviously heading in that direction as well. So I like Florida in this spot. Once again, I can't trust the Flyers right now at all when it comes to scoring. So for me, and I do expect to see some goals. It looks like Marty Jones is projected to be in net tonight for the Flyers, so that doesn't make me trust them at all, regardless at plus 200. But I like the Florida Panthers here in regulation. I'll even take the puck line at minus 1.5, too. I think the Florida Panthers will go to 11-0 at home. And you know what? I'll take a shot with this over 6 here. I really do. As long as the Florida Panthers can score about 4 or 5 on Jones, which it's highly possible. Team total over 3.5 for the Panthers look pretty darn good as well. That's where I'm leaning on. If the Flyers could at least maybe get 2 goals to help the cause, I think we could see an over. Worst comes to worst, we get the push. But that's where I'm going. Panthers, regulation. I like the puck line as well, minus 1.5, and the over 6. Tech, what you got?
I'm with you. So Flyers playing the back-to-back. Being down in Florida historically, if I recall, can be trouble for them. But listen, you mentioned the stat about being at home for the Panthers, and here's a good stat. Panthers are 4-1 at home against the Flyers if the Panthers have 2 days or more rest. So that scenario's on, and that matches some of that home ice strength you're mentioning. With or without Barkov, they're still getting the job done. 71 goals in the league. I believe that's at least top in the NHL or tied for top. You got 121 assists at the top, so you know they're moving that puck around just by looking at box score. I know that's a square way to look at it, but it's just a very easy way to understand it. 11.22% shooting percentage. They're getting the job done. At the same time, the Panthers are only allowing 45 goals against this year, top 5. And if I recall, I lost the site in front of me, my notes, but I think the Flyers are having some trouble generating more than 2 to 3 goals in the last many games. So it's just they're in a tough spot, I feel here. In my opinion, I'm in the holiday mode. I think they want to get back home for Thanksgiving tonight into tomorrow. A lot of these folks, we're from South Jersey. A lot of these players live in South Jersey. I think they want to get back home. I just think the Panthers are in the right spot to take this, and I do see in 60 minutes here, roughly around minus 120. That's my niche. I like the 60-minute money lines if I go for it. So I do see him at minus 120, and I'm with you. I think the Panthers can light it up. I like that over 3.5 idea as well that you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. I just the way that this Panthers team have been scoring just makes a ton of sense here. Okay, moving on. Minnesota, another game that should be interesting. Minnesota Wild at the New Jersey Devils. Once again, over-unders at 6 here. Devils at plus. They were at plus 110. Now they're down to plus 100, even money. This is a pick-em game for me. Jersey at home, 5-3, 3-6 in the puck line at home in their last 9, 5-5 with the overs in their last 10. Minnesota away, 6-4, covering the puck line. They're 6-5 on the road and 8-2 when it comes to the overs here. Now Minnesota to me is a back and forth team. To me, I feel like they've been inconsistent on the road. Jersey, I just think they're due for a win here. And at plus odds, if you shop around, you can get plus 105 anywhere really. I mean, this is just as good as it gets here. And again, the way that Minnesota Wild had been scoring, I like the over 6 right off the bat. 8-2 in the last 10 for Minnesota is pretty good, and I think the Devils could help out to that fact as well. So, as good as Minnesota is this year, I'm going to take a shot here and take the Devils here at plus 105, plus 100. Again, shop where you're at. And I like the over 6 again. I think we're going to see some goals. And you can't ignore the fact that the Wild, like I mentioned, is 8-2 in their last 10 with the over. So that's where I'm at. Tech, what do you got going on?
So this is a game that's always tough for me. The reason why is I'm always having a rough time gauging the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm supportive of them this season, they haven't been that great, and then every other game they have. Early in the season, I watched a couple games, and it was the first few games. So I shouldn't base a bias off it, but I was seeing some struggles with how the Wild were playing, but then they resolved it. Now, on the other end, I just have a hard time trusting the Devils overall. But what I like in this setup here, and I like what you're kind of mentioning as well, and where it correlates to it, is I like the home teams. I'm going to be a bit biased. I'm favoring home teams this specific Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving holiday in the United States. I just feel that there may be an edge, if there ever was, early this season, because the legs aren't that tired just yet, but we're getting there. I think there could be an edge to home teams tonight. And I like what you're saying with the Devils, so I don't have a strong opinion. However, if you look at just stats, the Wild have overall been generating 63 goals for it, top 5, 107 assists, top 6. They're, shooting percent about 10.45, but they're inconsistent, so I match with you there. So I don't have a strong opinion, but because I do favor home, I said edge here, I do see that the Devils are roughly plus 170 on the 60-minute home line, and I always think, hey, if you throw a couple bucks on there to try to win the amount you want, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all. I like that take big time. All right, let's fast forward a little bit here. Let's go to a game that I like tonight, and I think this should be a no-brainer of a winner for me. But I'm going to talk Montreal Canadiens at the Washington Capitals. Over/unders at 6, Caps a minus 200 on the money line. 5-1-3 at home, 6-3 covering the puck line, which is a good number. 5-5 at home with the overs, or just in general with the overs. Montreal comes in 1-7-1 on the road, 4-5 covering the puck line, and 6-4 in their last 10 with the overs. Again, I've been fading the Habs a lot this season, and it's not going to change here tonight. So I'm going to make this sweet and simple. I'm going to go Caps here in regulation. I just think that this team could absolutely, even the puck line too. I'm considering the puck line as well. I think the Caps should just destroy this Habs team. Depleted team. Montreal is coming into the States, obviously. But, for me, I just think this is an easy play. I like the Caps here in regulation, and I also might sprinkle a little bit on the minus 1.5 puck line as well. Over/under here, it's about even. I have more of a lean on the under 6. If it was at 5.5, maybe the over. I don't trust Montreal scoring at all. Maybe a goal or two, but I think Washington should absolutely dominate this team. So I'm all over on the Caps here tonight. How about you?
Yep, we're together on this. The Capitals 60-minute minus 115 is my official bet for today. I did place the money on it. I tweeted it out there earlier this morning. That's my official bet. I know it's not much to think about, but I'll still throw some things out there. First of all, trend. The Caps are 4-1 against the Canadiens if the Caps come off the loss. So they just lost to the Kraken, and they had the backup goalie. And the names, I'm losing his name off the top of my head. He was in there. It was planned. They're resting Samsonov for tonight. Again, home ice advantage. Capitals are coming off a 4-game road trip. They're coming home for Thanksgiving. I believe they have a game on Friday at home as well, but need to double check that. So I think they are home. So I think they're going to be mentally prepared for this game to get that win back. And then on the other end, you mentioned you can't trust the Canadian scoring, and you can't. We're not allowed to look at the last game where they scored 6. We can't put weight on that. If you look at the prior 4 games, they didn't score at all against Pittsburgh, and then 2 goals each against Rangers, Bruins, Red Wings. They're just an inconsistent offense. You can't get much out of them. If you haven't been fading them all year, you definitely need to look into it because I don't see anything changing. I don't think that Predators game means something changed for them. And just quickly going off of it, the Caps, we already know numbers. 64 goals, top 4, 106 assists, top 7, 10.72 shooting percent, top 5. What I like about this team is they don't allow goals, only 44 so far this year. You're getting the cream of the crop, the netminder, Samsonov for them this year, tonight. And they're not getting in penalty trouble. 122 penalty minutes. I believe that's top 2 or 3 being the lowest. So the Caps are set up here in every sort of way to make the crowd at home happy and give everybody a nice Thanksgiving feast. So that's where I'm at with you, and that's my official tonight.
Perfect. All right, sounds good. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That tech money, make sure you cash out with him, man. Caps in regulation. It's a great number as well, minus 115. Okay, let's do it. Winnipeg Jets at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Over-runners at 5.5. Jackets here opened up at a plus 100. They're at plus 115. A little bit of money there going to the Jets. Jets are playing good. Columbus, though, is a great team at home. 6-3 at home. They're also 8-2 in their last 10 with the overs. Winnipeg, like I said, playing very well as of late. On the road, though, they're 2-3-2, 3-5 covering the puck line on the road, and then a 2-7-1 in their last 10 when it comes to the over. So this is talking about a team that scored a lot in their last 10 compared to someone who hasn't really scored that much in the last 10. But we're in Columbus. I'll get the advantage there. And you know what? I thought this game would be at 6, and this is another team that I'm riding the overs with. And I want it's either going to be Hellebuck will give up 3 or 4 goals, or he'll have a shutout tonight. That's how I'm feeling. But I want to give a home team a little bit of advantage here. I like the Jackets here. This might be a little bit of a dog play the night for me. I like the Jackets at plus 115. If you shop around, maybe get plus 120, see what happens there. But I also like the over 5.5. Jackets can score, and they can score at home. And that's how I'm feeling. I feel like the Jets, you could probably get a couple goals out of them as well. It's going to be close, but that's where my leans are. Jackets money line as a nice little dog value there, and the over 5.5. Real quick, what you got there, Tech?
Yeah, this is one of the tougher games for me, but listening to what you're covering, I can agree with that and see that. I wish the Jets were scoring a little bit more in their last few games, but then again, they play the Orioles, 1-goal deficit, Canucks with a 1-goal deficit, and then they lost 1-3 against the Penguins. So just by looking at just the sheet, it's easy for me to say I wish they were scoring more, but we actually need to watch those games to get situational with it. And the Jets, they're fun. To me, they're a good team, but like you mentioned, Blue Jackets at home. For me, so Blue Jackets at home, they're coming home after a 3-game road trip, and overall, like you mentioned, they've been scoring goals, and like you said, the Blue Jackets team that's been scoring versus maybe a Jets team that has been recently, and you get the Blue Jackets at home. A trend I'll mention is that the Jets are 3-1 against the Blue Jackets overall. I believe going back to the last 2 seasons, the last 4 games in regular season last few years. That's a trend there. Yeah. So I don't have a strong opinion, but I favor with you because I mentioned the Thanksgiving home ice advantage theme. I think had a little value today.
Okay, exactly. That's how I feel as well. All right, moving on. We have a couple minutes left. Let's do some direct fire plays. Rangers Islanders. All right, overrunners at 5.5. I can't trust the Islanders at all right now. You would think, being at home, they could possibly break the ice there and get a home win, but I gotta fade them. They're 0-2 at home, 0-2 covering the puck line. I like the Rangers here on the money line. It's a small line. I even like the Rangers in regulation at plus odds, and I'd probably lean under 5.5 in this spot, but I'm more on the Rangers here on the money line and in regulation. Real quick, what do you think about that?
Yeah, try to keep it quick. I agree with you. I agree with you with the Rangers, and here's why. Islanders just aren't producing overall. They're not scoring the goals. They're not passing the puck around to get the plays generated. 31 goals, only 42 assists, only shooting percentage down at 6.9. And at the end of the day, you got to score on the power play to win games in the NHL. That's the bottom line. If you're not scoring at all, you're going to have a tough time. They're down at 12.2% on the power play, I believe. Yeah. So I'm with you all the way, Rangers. There's a strong trend for the Islanders, 23-9-1 in the last 23 games, but I think trends are meant to be broken, and it breaks tonight, so I'm with you with the Rangers there.
All right, perfect. All right, a couple late games real fast. I know we're not going to get to all of them, but 2 games that I like tonight. I like the Oilers to break out of that funk if they're getting smoked by Dallas. I like them to cover the puck line, minus 1.5 at Arizona. Real quick, your take with that?
Yep, it's a perfect spot. I hate back-to-back scenarios, but it's a perfect spot for one of the most productive offensive powerhouse teams this season to take advantage of one of the opposite, the latter of that, which is the Coyotes. Yep. They're down to the bottom of the barrel in every stat, and we don't really need to go over that. So I agree with you, and I believe even the 60-minute line is a lean I have. I believe I saw it at minus 140, which is about probably the most amount of juice I like to pay for 60, but I think the Oilers get it done. If they don't, I don't know what's going on over there, but they probably weren't focused, and that's bad.
I agree. All right, and the last one that I like tonight, Hurricanes at the Kraken. Over-under is at 5.5 now. Kraken's 9-1 in their last 10 with the overs. I like the Hurricanes here on the money line. They're 8-1-1 on the road. Minus 145 on the money line. I would consider definitely taking that. I like them in regulation too. But I think we'll see some goals here tonight, especially at those the 9-1 in the last 10 for Seattle. Give me the over 5.5 and Carolina Hurricanes here tonight. Real quick, what you got?
Well, I'm with you. Hurricanes is a lean for me, and 60 minutes is plus 110.
Yep.
I will mention first my biasness. I'm a huge Rod Brindamore fan, but I love what he does, the ethics and the work and the practicing and the skill set he tries to bring off the ice and on the ice. Canes are letting up the lowest goals in the league, and I believe they have 88.1% penalty kill. So they're not allowing goals. They're getting the penalty kill done. And I think no matter where you're at in the season, on the road, holiday, or whatnot, Ron Brindamore's got everybody on a bet check, and everybody's ready to go.
That's right. Okay. And also, before we wrap it up here, any final takes? Any favorite games that you like that you want to basically give out to the crowd listening in tonight?
No, you covered it. Capitals is my favorite one there. That's why it's an official. And being that the Hurricanes Krakens late at night, maybe we'll sprinkle some on the Hurricanes later there, depending on how we feel.
All right. Any dogs that you like? Any quick dog play? Any upset that you think will happen? Because we're getting all favors now that are winning on the ice lately. If you had to pick one game with a dog for tonight, who do you think would win?
Well, that's an interesting one, and I didn't even think of that, though I should be. But I'll give you one here just off a random stat here. The Senators are 3-1 against the Sharks, I think, in the last 4 in regular season, and I believe even at 60, the Senators are plus 230.
Okay.
So that I'm just throwing one random one out there without doing much research. That's one out there that could work out.
I like Ottawa, and I want to give a quick shot to the Anaheim Ducks at plus 190. I know it's at Colorado, but the Ducks have been playing pretty good hockey as of late. So that's where I want to go. I do love your Sens play as well. So, all right, well, there you go. Tech, man, thank you so much for coming on board. We'll wrap it up here, and make sure you follow this guy at Tech Money Options. Great guy, obviously a neighbor of mine, and glad that he's on the air for finally. It's been a couple weeks, so Tech, thank you so much for joining today's show, and I hope to have you back on soon. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, you're welcome, and thank you. It's an honor and privilege to work with you guys. I appreciate it, and everyone else too. Thank you. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You as well. Thank you so much, man.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was at Tech Money coming in to the show today to talk pucks and much more. I know I didn't get to all of it, and I'm basically out of time. So I hope you all have a phenomenal Thanksgiving. Be safe, and I'll talk to you guys again on Tuesday. Obviously, no show tomorrow. So I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. Be safe. Happy Thanksgiving, and eat up. I'll talk to you guys. Bye.